Good morning, as it is still morning for just 1 minute, as we're about to strike 12. It is 11:59, the 11th hour. I have a union read, a quick union read, and a quick twin flame read. I will pull an oracle card first just to get the general energies and roll the die. That's going to be a quick one because I still have a few signs to get done. I think I have Gemini, Cancer, and Leo still to do today. So let's go ahead first and take a deep breath. Another breath. And one more breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everyone, and thank you so much for being here with me. I so appreciate you guys. Before I start with the union read and the twin flame read, there was energy coming up on the 3rd regarding some kind of different as me, and also heaven, I am in heaven, and Adam and Eve were definitely coming up. And then I was watching the series Clickbait, which was very interesting actually, and the now moment came up last night or the night before. And so let me first roll the die. We're going to pull an oracle card to get the general energies for this read here. And I'll show you the pictures. All right, so this is for the twin flames today. Today is the 5th of September, 2021, twin flames. Okay, we have Libra, we have the Sun, and we have the number 4, which has been a common theme this week, number 4, which is also the Emperor and Aries energy. The Sun is also Leo, so Leo, Libra, and Aries, and Libra and Aries are on the same axis, and the Sun. I was just getting the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay, first the pictures. For those of you not familiar, this is my union read. It's the 4D on the bottom row, 5D and 6D, which is the place of manifestation. So this is a good chart too to see where your energy lies. Are you being more 4D today, 5D, 6D? And also we manifest in 6D, but it takes time to trickle down to the 3 and 4D because that's not instant manifestation where it is up here. Okay, so it takes time to come down. So if you see it manifested here, it means it's there. It just takes time to manifest down to here. The incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energy, and the closing energy for the twin flames. And this is the Syrian Starseed deck. This is the general read for the twin flames that you see on the table in front of you. It is a 7-deck read. This is the basic read. The Syrian Starseed deck again. You see the lovers there in the middle, and it is upright in this read. And then here's the complete read you see in front of you, 7 decks. It is a lot of energy, so if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. There's going to be a lot of messages for a lot of different people here. There definitely will be something for you. And if you want something more specific to you, as always, my information is below, as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. And I have a CD out there called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe, if you want to check it out. It's only $1 for a song, so it's a great way to support me. And yeah, let me know if you do. And let's get going with this. I am first going to pull an oracle card from the Reverie Lenormand deck, see what comes up for us before we get into these 2 reads. And I'll pull again my usual oracles at the end. One more. Okay, so for the twin flames today, what is the general energy coming up for us? I was just getting love as usual, and there's Jesus sitting behind love. And there we have a breakthrough, the sun coming out through the clouds, which actually is the weather today. It was really kind of after the rain energy this morning. Everything was wet, And it doesn't look very sunny right now, but it has been trying to come through. The sun is popping through the clouds. So there's the breakthrough energy. And we also have this ship, okay, the ship in the storm breaking through. But this is a travel card, but it's also spaceships and not being grounded, right? Because it's kind of pie in the sky energy. There's no water here or emotion to ground into. After the storm, after the water goes away and the sun comes out, it's like it's all dried up. What is that nursery rhyme? Oh, it's this eensy weensy spider walks up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the water out, or washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the eensy weensy spider climbed up the spout again. So again, that can be about repeating patterns as well. Very interesting that the mountain is right after that, and you see the mountains in the picture with the boat. So maybe the mountain is more significant than the ship here. That maybe that's what you need to look closer at, not what's right in front of you, not what's obvious, but the mountain, the beautiful mountain that houses and protects and has multiple faces. Again, the CM of the initials of the author of the cards is in the mountain face here, the C and the M, which is the Christ and the Mary Magdalene. And so that's your energy and the spiritual peace here that you get from the mountain and the trees. So it's really bringing up nature here. Look at that. So beautiful. The bottom of the deck is the message. There's your message. The document sealed with a kiss. 27 is the Ace of Wands, which is the flame. And again, there's his initials again, the CM. This is saying this is a message from Christ and Mary Magdalene, which I just told you love came up. They're connecting with me right now, like major time. Like as always, the message is love. So we're going to put these up here. Love and spirituality, peace and nature. The tree, we also have the rainbow bridge going through the tree in that picture. So again, clearing the trunk of the tree, which is getting getting to the heart of things, right? The trunk of the tree where the rainbow is going through in that picture isn't at the roots, but it's at the heart chakra. Excuse me. So we may be doing some heart chakra, heart chakra clearing right now. And again, a message of love here. Sealed with a kiss, a document. And then this is for the flames. Right? This is that one flame, the Ace of Flames. There is only love. What a beautiful message to come through. Okay, so first we have the union read, which is the 4D, 5D, 6D read. Today again is the 5th. 5 is the Hierophant, which is for me. It can be the image of the traditional Godhead. It can also be religion. It can be the establishment. Anything of commitment and long-standing societal norms, tradition, and of course the Hierophant is the Taurus energy, which is, you know, someone who's stubborn, but they're stubborn for a reason so that they can outlast anyone else in certain ways. That is also their positive aspect. The day adds up to the 19, which is the sun, which you just got the card for the sun breaking through the clouds because we had the moon yesterday of the 18. Today is the sun and the Hierophant. So again, Leo and Taurus coming up with that. And again, we have Leo, Libra, and Aries over here. All right, so the Queen of Wands. This is the union read, was done at 6 p.m. last night. 6 of the lovers and a lot of source energy backing it up, that it's all about love. And I wanna be loved by you, and nobody else but you. So that's coming up again. And T, you brought up that it was Marilyn Monroe, which for me, I know that song from Gilligan's Island. So Marilyn Monroe could be coming up as well as Ginger from Gilligan's Island. It's that same, you know, sex symbol energy. And then we have the Queen of Wands as the underlying energy, the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands shaming the family of the Divine Masculine, and then the family shaming the Divine Masculine. On a journey to the King of Cups reversed, the Emperor reversed, and the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or world at large that never ends. The incoming Divine Feminine is the Queen of Wands at 0 point. in the circle of trust, the dance of expansion and contraction, or in the middle of that is reflection. When you take out expansion and contraction, you just stay in the middle at reflection. 5/8 comes up here, and 5 and 8 is greased lightning. 5 is the expansion, the freedom, it's like the lightning, and then the 8 is the thunder, and we just had the storm that cleared into the sun. So it's coming up as the 5/8 greased lightning of the 8 of the dance of Metatron, 5 of the Michael lightning of the sea, walking away and within to deal with the shadow. So much fear coming up from the sea, from torture and dying to drowning and being washed up at the beach, deserted Gilligan's Isle. Especially if you're a fiery broad like Ginger. It's making me want to cry. But fiery arrows have no weight at sea, right? Because the water extinguishes the fire. There's no light, only darkness at night, except the foam of the tips of the waves in the moonlight, the icing on the cake that's actually usually better than the cake itself. Right, so the flash of the ginger, right, that she doesn't need all that, but actually seems to be better than the cake itself, right, the actual person. The Ace of Wands in the 4D, the 9 of Pentacles and karma, the Divine Feminine with a big new passion. There's that Ace of Wands that just came up. The flame ignited, stuck in the web to work it out without Spidey's help. And remember, Spidey always comes up as Batman's friend. Only you and your shadow to reflect here. The Divine Masculine karma of the crown and letting down the drawbridge without a helmet on, making the fort vulnerable and emotions delicate, and could douse the flame where the land meets the sea. So it's a very, delicate merging here, because, as the masculine warrior, for him to open his crown is for him to let the drawbridge down and take down the walls and let the enemy in. Bridging with the pure sovereign with wise counsel. And remember, we're dealing with sea today as well. All of the wounds of drowning at sea, or being tortured at sea, or being a slave, being transported at sea and throwing up on each other in big groups of people. That could be a really awful, awful energy. And also the wars at sea, right, between pirates and ships. And yet here is where the land meets the sea, where we get out of those deep emotions and get onto land and able to ground. But then we go into a whole different can of worms, right, on the land. Bridging with pure sovereign and wise counsel, a hoot, finding satisfaction with self, you alone in the light, deserving all that is. The 5D is the Queen of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, and the Tower. The Queen of Pentacles with choices to come together and socialize, and release the King of Wands, the man of passion, from battling or defending oneself, to justice, to the courts, to divorce or Libra, or with synchronicities of reunion and release, with the King of Wands or two competing for her attention. The Divine Masculine Tower of lightning and drama, and Spidey off the wall or his rocker, and bridging in the woods below ground, protecting their eyes from the ash and the light, which ash in Pleiadian, per Elena Denon, actually means light. And then the suffering and silence here. I was just getting ash from fireworks as well. Remember, there's always a residual ash, which is actually not death. It's actually the residual of the light, right? It's still what exists of what that was. And 634 is the lovers in the energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love. So then at 637, which is the King of Cups, which is unconditional love, we have the 6D, ascension, right? The planet, place of manifestation. Ascension, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Cups. The Divine Feminine complete, with the world in their right hand, their Divine Masculine side. And the Divine Masculine, an island to themselves, trying to reach for that impossible dream or impossible star, feeling hopeless and bridging by working with crystals, lining steps, and clearing the portal. The outgoing divine masculine is the Five of Wands, the wheel, great wheel of fortune, the Four of Pentacles, which is the divine masculine's heart in the Batcave. Conflict in the pursuit of happiness, destined to be in the divine masculine's heart, right? Conflict in the pursuit of happiness, right? It's a contrast there. Or perhaps a contradiction, right? That conflict isn't happiness, but you have to go through the conflict in the pursuit of happiness, like going, to get to the other side, like the Rainbow Bridge. You have to go through the 4D to get to the 5D, and the 5D is just the jump-off platform to the 6 and beyond. Then I was getting Buzz Lightyear. Destined in the divine masculine's heart and heaven on earth. I am in heaven, right? The divine feminine, excited to inspire the Queen of Pentacles and the world. And the Queen of Pentacles is that very grounded energy, very practical, very nurturing as far as mothering, but yet she's very stable financially as well. The divine masculine is karma of being ousted to know what it's like to be alone. The bridge here is the sovereign with a weak empress, right? We have the empress, which can be a mother, can be an aunt or grandmother or boss. But she's upright here, but she's coming up as weak or in lack. Or this could be ill health or going through ego death. So the sovereign can be the daughter or granddaughter of the empress, upright mother here, in a happy ending or split after a sudden event or post-war, with the Page of Wands reversed, Aries making a fool of themselves and disrupting the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, who may be watching them. The Knight of Pentacles is leaving to detox, to get out of that energy, with the Queen of Cups upright, who's happy with himself. The Hermit with the light on their emotions, and the Hierophant with kids or wanting to connect with their soulmate from the past. Left out in the cold, pretending not to know them, hiding themselves underground and keeping themselves busy with work so they don't have to deal with it. The divine feminine has Capricorn and Pisces here, along with the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the divine masculine has Scorpio and Libra on their side with the family. And between the masculine and feminine is the sovereign, the independence, or the independent person, no matter what age they are. The overall number here is the Queen of Pentacles, the 66, which she comes up a lot as that main energy, because the Pentacles are the culmination of all of the other signs before the Empress, right? But to go to Empress and Emperor is like going to a status position. And that's really not necessary. Like, it's the icing on the cake, like they're talking about Ginger and Marilyn Monroe, that you don't need to prove anything by getting a status symbol. The 66 is the very humble mother, who's just happy with her family and very stable because she's doing what she loves to do. And the horizontal pillars here are coming up as the 22 of the Fool, the 9 of the Hermit, the 35 of the Wounded Warrior, and the vertical ones coming up as 8 and 8, both strength cards, or the dance, the crazy eights, the 1 of the Magician, the 26 of the Page of Wands, the 4 of the Emperor, 5 of the Hierophant, and the 14 of the Temperance card, or that higher love. So the energy of the Fool, who's free and open to take a leap of faith. The Hermit, Wounded Warrior, and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Hermit can be the Wounded Warrior, or that could be two people, the Hermit and the Wounded Warrior, or fire energy, and the Queen of Pentacles. Or is the Hermit the Queen of Pentacles? That could be as well. Also, the Crazy Eights, the dance of the masculine and feminine, both balanced and dancing in their masculine and feminine, magically inspired by the Emperor and the Hierophant being patient with the Queen of Pentacles, the dance of the Magician and the Page of Wands, to grieve with compassion for the Queen of Pentacles. So complete vision comes up here, as well as the need to see well. Very interesting there. And again, a vitamin that was coming up that was called Complete Vision for eye health. So if you want to check it out, you can. The doctor, she's an alternative doctor, Holly Lucille. If you want to check out her, it's those long blurbs about it. That's kind of annoying that they go on forever and ever and ever to pull you in, because the longer you pay attention to the advertisement, the more likely you are to purchase the merchandise. But you can check it out on the website. You don't have to go through that. The twin flame read here. And I was watching Worth last night, which was about 9/11. It was on Netflix. It was about 9/11 and how the guys who have to figure out the compensation for each person, what they're worth, instead of cutting it, equally all ways, they have to do it by their income level because what their loss of worth is different for each. And it's just that energy of saying, really, how do you put a price on somebody's worth? But it was actually a really good movie, so check that out. And Spirit's connecting with me. So 9 o'clock last night, which is a lot of zeros, the 2 zeros behind the 9 of the Hermit, the endings, compassion, the collective consciousness, universal selflessness, right? The service to others. And again, when we're in the 9 energy, it's frustrating because we can't go forward. We can only let go of what's no longer necessary in our lives. So it's a time to clear out, which we are in September and Hermit right now. So at 9:29, I finished clarifying the read. 9, the Hermit. 29 is being present in the moment, the gift of the moment. With Alchemy, which is the Magician. No, I'm sorry, that's the Temperance card. Alchemy is the Temperance card. The Lovers came up in the center, as you saw. The Star card and the Guidance, which is the Hierophant. After the read, Karma or Judgment came up, as well as the Starseed, which is the Fool, and then Solar Deity, which is the Sun. 2 Cups, 4 Wands, 1 Sword came up. There were no Pentacles coming up in the main cards in the read, so this read isn't so much about the energy of time, money, and effort, of the day-to-day practical things that we have to deal with, but it's more about the other things, the heart-based things, the passions, and the swords of the thoughts and intellectualizing. We have the Queen of Wands as the main player in the read, okay, which I just talked about, Ginger and Marilyn Monroe. So Queen of Wands is the main energy. The King of Swords comes up before the read, and we also have the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, in the read, and after the read, the 9 of Pentacles, Sovereign, comes up with the King of Pentacles. So it's like the Queen of Wands with the 9 of Wands can be a mother and daughter or her own condition. And then the King of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles, again, can be his daughter or his condition of independence. And then the King of Swords with nothing before the read, not as far as the 9s are concerned. 9, remember 9 means no in German. But it also means different things. So NIN means 9, so that can be 9 as well. But it also means a lot of other things like grandmother and food, things that nourish you, and man and contents, and also 9-inch nails, which I was referred to as Jesus on the cross, and it was just 12:21. Going into 12:22, right? It's breaking the sun, breaking through the clouds, getting through the end cycle into the new cycle. So we have double 1s, 2s, 7s, 9s, and 10s. So a lot of double digits. The 11 of the Justice, 22 of the Fool, 77 of the Sovereign, 99 of the Compassion, the Endings, the Universal Selflessness and Collective Consciousness, the Hermit energy, and then we have the 10-10 in a lesser sense to remind you to keep that vibration really high. We have the 6 of the Lovers in the middle of the read, as well as the number here being significant. And also the 12 of the Hangman, the 26 of the Page of Wands, the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the 89 of the Phi energy, expanding and contracting, or just staying in the middle, reflecting. 9-10, begin again and again and again. Every time you expand, it's the need to consciously bring yourself back to the moment, back to the present moment, and back to your heart. The code line here is all about effort, making an effort, and the number was 100. Which is zeros behind the 1, which is Magician embodiment. That was coming up from 91, 8, and 1. And 91 is, for me, is always the central sun because 19 is the sun. 8 is the dance, of course, and strength, as well as manifestation of dreams. And the 1 of the Magician embodiment, equaling 100. Source energy behind that Magician. The messages here were to see the time out. The union of the Hermit, the 9, the collective consciousness, and offering love to God in energetic exchange being key to this new passion, this Ace of Wands flame. And remember, the theme here is the Queen of Wands, Ginger, and Marilyn Monroe. A sudden event, a time out to bleed, the offer of love, the gate of drama, and the key for time out for passion as well. And making an effort. All right, the energy of seeing the fringe, and that's bringing up the movie. Why can I never remember that word? I want to say Excalibur. It's not Excalibur. The you know, the movie with time, death, and love. I'm just blanking out on the word, but it's the same energy as the fringe. It's saying the fringe benefits, the icing on the cake, the foam on the edge of the waves. To see the fringe, the collective love, God and energetic exchange being key regarding growth and inspiration and making an effort in thus. And as I was writing that, in the movie Worth, they were talking to, and this was at 1019, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, the adjuster was talking to a gay couple, and of course, if they weren't married, they would get no benefit from the crash. And it just led to the unfolding of not necessarily having to go by the rules, like you can make special adjustments for certain people, even though there's a master plan that you're not supposed to go outside of, that there's always going to be those situations where we can't apply the rules the same way. And at the end, there was a very strong message here about that, because even though he couldn't get that specific man a benefit because the parents in that state ruled over the gay lover, that they had made allowances for other gay couples that did end up getting benefits from that situation. Initially, he wasn't going to be able to do that, but by the end of the process, he did get some of those couples their benefits. So it was just, again, it's not perfect at first, but it's one step in the breakthrough to the other side. He played a major role there. To put to rest, to determine or settle, the union collective, or the hermit, the wise one, trying to offer love in the gate of flames, right? Which is kind of like that feeling of 4D energy of the pits of hell, right? Going through purgatory. To be silent. To put to rest, determine or settle, in union collective, right? The collective, when you go within, you connect with your collective. Or the hermit, the wise one, trying to offer love in the gate of flames, to be silent. And again, with the other energies from the third that were coming up, it's about there's no need to prove yourself and to keep it to yourself. There's no need to prove your worth. There's no need to, yes, you have nothing to prove to be loved, right? And what is Ginger saying? I want to be loved with you, loved by you, loved with you. Loved by you. She's trying to make herself so beautiful that no man can resist her, because she just wants to be loved. But she doesn't need to prove anything. So the young oyster also comes up here before it's actually attached. You know, it's like I was getting the energy of the egg before it's attached to the uterus. The saggy nine, or the saggy nine, offering love in God's energetic exchange, the key being inspiration here. So it's like we love things that we're inspired by, right? So someone who believes in themselves is much more inspiring than just the makeup, right? So if you have a miserable person who's beautiful, that misery is going to bleed through and is not going to inspire you. But if you have someone who's beautiful inside and shining their light, no matter what they look like outside, it's still going to burst through and inspire others. The alchemy here is the card we start out with, which is about balance and patience and that higher love, right? Walking off the beaten path and doing it your own way, being patient with yourself, taking one step at a time. And beneath that is the Seven of Swords upright, the Seven of Pentacles reversed, the Two of Pentacles upright, the King of Swords reversed, and the Ten of Wands reversed. So there's risk assessment here. That seemed to be the theme last night, of risk assessment to implement a plan, juggling two sides to meet somewhere in the middle, to try to be fair. The King of Swords reversed, at their wits' end, to dump all their burdens, their responsibilities, and the weight of the world in order to alchemize and bring things together, the blend. The Knight of Wands reversed, player falling short, or perhaps fell short of other people's expectations, or perhaps paralyzed by their own passions, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, but with the King of Cups upright, that unconditional love of laying things to rest, with the King of Wands upright, the man of passion, right? Alchemizing love and passion. Because remember, passion has ego in it, because it's inspiration plus ego. Inspiration is more of the purity of passion. So soulmates of the past, kids with opportunity for a loving, happy family, but not sharing, with the Page of Cups reversed, or perhaps an illegitimate child. And that came up in the movie too, as you know, that everyone deserves a fair share, no matter whether they're legitimately your children or illegitimately your children. They're still a child and they still deserve love. Knowing and trying, knowing and keeping energies to self away from the rest of the home and family, okay? And again, something that you're trying to keep a secret is also a lie, because it's energy underlying that's making other people feel uncomfortable because they know there's something you're not expressing. That's your truth. The child, and actually the woman in the movie too, whose husband had 2 other kids from somebody else, was really lovely, actually. She was very unconditionally loving about it and wanted the other children to be taken care of. And when she found out that he had been cheating, came back also to admit that, ultimately she knew, but she didn't want to know, right? So, which is that energy we're trying to express right here, and Spirit's connecting with me. So the child with their antenna up, or the vulnerable one, if it's an adult, with their antenna up, they knew all along, but they were pretending not to know so they wouldn't have to deal with it. Hearing what others say in and around the home, under the table in secret. Kids hear their parents arguing all the time. The parents they don't even think about the fact that their children hear all of this stuff. Wanting to feel the warmth of a blanket or a parent's love. Overworking, with the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue or lashing out, to dumping multiple emotions and or loads, to let go of emotional attachments and release themselves from a prison, whether it's literal prison or their own prison. Making a choice and sticking with it. In heart-to-heart conversations and romantic feelings coming up underneath here, bubbling up. Getting their wish, happy with self-satisfaction, the Queen of Cups upright, and the King of Swords reversed, who may be feeling castrated, trying to make miracles happen. Marking their territory and saying no more self-abuse. The Magician being hangry, and the King of Swords reversed, humbled at the same time. At 11:25, which is justice, truth and balance, and then the 25 of the Knight of Wands, who had fallen off their horse. So change comes up here with the number 5 again, the Hierophant, change, freedom, expansion. And beneath that, spirituality, which is the 77 of the Sovereign, and being at war is the underlying energy here. And if it's not outer war, it doesn't matter, because war always is the 5 of Swords, because it starts from within your own thoughts. There is no outer war that doesn't begin from within. The Page of Wands inspired by the Knight of Wands going down, released in a tower experience, a twin one, inspiring thousands of stories of love story at 11. Choosing a new path to find inspiration on how to show affection through coming together in love, as we're coming up upon 9/11, so this energy is very appropriate for now. The Lover's alchemy in union of release through the prison of the mind, being hangry for blood due to sudden change in their lives. They are at war. It all has to do with change. The reaping of rewards of the Magician and the underlying energy, the Magician embodiment, the sleight of hand, and the emptying of the mind to flow through the heart. That's magic. The Spirit's connecting with me. The recent past is the 6 of Cups, the children, inner and outer, loving each other. The Knight of Pentacles offering help for the wounded warrior to surrender, awakening and destined on a quest to end the nightmare. The Queen of Swords speaking her truth, coming out with her secret passion, taking a risk with the King of Swords reversed, who may be lying, cheating, or stealing, and or running away from themselves. The Foundation is the Queen of Wands reversed, the frustrated one, angry about the patient angel, the higher love. The Dark Knight, the death walk, the transition and transformation, or in other words, the change through not knowing versus consciously choosing not to know and not expressing your true feelings, avoiding heated arguments, not telling, and delaying the inevitable. The central energy is the Lovers, the Lovers being alternative or outside the box. It can be a divorcee, or the Queen of Cups upright, with the Queen of Wands reversed, with the worst over, or children of divorce playing hardball with lover or stoning them. And Estonia was coming up in Estonia. The history of Estonia is coming up, and stoning. And there's a lot of trafficking going on in Estonia. That was one of the downloads I've been getting, because I feel like there's a portal there too. There's a military base right at the ocean there in, what's the city called? Tallinn, is that right? But anyway, that main city right there, there's a military base where I was getting right at the ocean there is where a lot of girls are being taken from, and that there's a portal or a military base down there under the ocean, or a portal. So that's coming up again. Taurus reversed, Gemini upright, Pisces reversed, and Virgo reversed here. The Queen of Swords is upright and the King of Swords reversed. The challenge being the Ace of Cups reversed, which is being dumped on, or overwhelmed. It can be tears of joy, but also could be crying and purging and sweating it out. Defenseless to the energies and attacks by the Ten of Cups happy, so-called happy family, or it's them who are doing this without an excuse as to why they did what they did. The Ten of Pentacles family upright, business or community or the world at large, implementing a plan to invest or pay out. And again, we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. They're both upright here. Whether that's the Montagues and the Capulets, the immediate family and the extended family, or the emotional versus the practical financial family here, or the world at large. At 11:48 is the justice of walking away and within. The announcement to ease their pain or their burdens. Ease his pain. And what was that? Is that in the field of dreams? I'm getting it in the shack as well. I don't know why. I don't know if they said that or not, but for some reason I'm getting that from the shack and the field of dreams. To ease their pain. The announcement to ease their pain, to ease their burdens. The justice of truth and balance in walking away and going within. The Eight of Cups reversed, which is that energy of the 48, being uncomfortable, not walking away, with Lovers, Queen of Cups upright, on the journey to take a break, a rest, meditate, or 5D connect, with the Magician present, or their magic gifts. Now here is the Star reversed, with depression and or arrogance, the need to heal and have hope and dream. Bad influences, partners, gossips, out of control, kids, pets, Leos, and egos around the world. Or somebody with Pisces or Divine Feminine, au naturel, letting go, laying their cards on the table, with the Knight of Cups reversed, rejected by or jealous of the Queen of Cups lover. Out of options, grounding and integrating their offer, taking the fall from grace, or embarrassing self at work, or in front of third party through work, in separation or heartbreak, rejected and vulnerable, letting go to fix and make amends with temptation, Capricorn waving, or the Emperor reversed, who's out of control, or perhaps stepping down, no longer able to do what they used to do, juggling or dancing with the Page of Wands reversed, perhaps a little devil, or just frustrated. I was just getting, though, or just friends. I guess I was just getting too, with friends like those who needs enemies. At 11:55 is Justice in the 55 of the Ace of Swords, the Excalibur truth, and justice upright for all, around the world. The Sealed Divine Feminine implementing a plan to be happy with self. The King of Pentacles upright, and inspired to be the hero or chase after frustrating child, the Queen of Swords with the man in the mirror, and the all-business relationship that's not working out in a sudden bout of jealousy, rage, or an epiphany or sexual exchange. And soon for the twins, a lack of guidance, divorce, suddenly split, with the Page of Swords reversed, perhaps split without a word. The family at home out of control, freaking out. Or surprise! Or split without a word, with immature communication or lack thereof, lying, spying, or spreading rumors. The Empress reversed, jealous or rejected, driving away, moving, traveling, or ascending. Or Taurus reversed, perhaps jealous or rejected, jealous of or rejected by, perhaps a Cancer energy upright there. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Two of Swords upright, in their knowing of a past life bond, on the journey to self-satisfaction, present to their connection, soulmates, shame and guilt, and loss. Playfulness comes up for the twins as well as soulmate, that yes, this is your soulmate. And around the twins are how they're seen as the Nine of Wands reversed, the wounded warrior in surrender, injured and left behind with nowhere to go, emotionally uncomfortable and powerless, or loss of their independence, or money or power, or losing it all, and then making magic with all their tools on board as the King of Pentacles. So again, the energy of losing it all and being able to start all over again and manifest even something greater. The transformation from victim to master of time, money, and effort. The block being the Eight of Wands reversed, or not expressing true feelings and desires about the inequity of relationship, with an opportunity to manifest anew, now pushed to the limit, which is when usually people break and then they finally start something differently because they can't take it anymore, and then are purging it out. Effort, but even more so, new beginnings, pride, and follow your dreams. The Ten of Cups upright, which is that emotional fulfillment or happy family or happy ending, sending out the errand boy in need of some sunshine and drained, overexposed and feeling burned, no new passion, or of being drained after passion, depressed in deception, or having to get up at dawn and do it again, dependent and powerless, and yet justice is served, karma of not receiving their downloads from the King of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, and or community, and a special connection of bliss that they have. Or Aquarius falling from grace at 12-12, with the King of Pentacles and that Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community of wealth, and the soul connection of bliss. Like it's like the jealousy of why did they have it all, right? What did they do to find it all after falling from grace? Or the one falling from grace now saying, why do they have everything and why am I falling from grace? Again, the Aquarius energy of falling from grace at 12-12, the Hangman times 2, with the King of Pentacles doing well with their business, family, or community, and as well having a soul connection and bliss. The alchemy or patience of the Queen of Wands reversed, knowing about the wounded warrior and surrendering to a soulmate from the past. The lovers challenged by the fact that there was no offer of love, purging, dumped, overwhelmed in a divorce and or without guidance, in healing an exchange or a heated exchange, depressed and frustrated and feeling powerless. With the alchemy of the Six of Cups, the two children, whether they're inner children or outer children, loving each other. The lovers, the twins, the Queen of Wands reversed, lovers needing to heal and challenged by being dumped or dumped on or sweating it out. Knowing the truth from within, not without. The wounded warrior and surrendering and not telling about the lack of growth, creativity, or arousal, or dependence on justice or the justice system, instead of expressing those true feelings that they're not. Justice, truth, and balance, and Libra coming up here. And the end there was at 12-17 to 18, which is the star to the moon, to today, which is the 19th, or the sun in the morning, breaking through the dark into the light, which is dawn. The dawn, which is, Sam the Illusionist said that was my soul name, the dawn. So that is very interesting. So we're going to pull a few oracle cards, and then I'm going to get on to my other reads that I had to finish up today. So from the Animal Spirit deck, Take another deep breath. This was a really beautiful, beautiful message today. And remember that the purpose of 9/11 was, look at all the love stories that came out of that. So people would awaken to love. Spirit's connecting with me. All right, so what is our takeaway from this read today? As both my candles went out, I only had one candle lit. We have the stingray, which is the activation of the chakra system. You know, it's like plugging in, being activated. And when the student is ready, the teacher will come. It's like get plugged in and the teacher will show up. And then we have the hawk here too, which is like clearing the way. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. Okay. Look at that. So we have the hawk clearing the way, right? Because they're transmuting energies as they fly to dive and then transform, because we talked about the person losing it all and then rising from the ashes again. All you need is to turn on your chakra system to get plugged in, and when the student is ready, the teacher will come in all sorts of ways, clearing the way for that big transformation. So if you want the teacher to come, you have to be ready for change, which nobody likes that change, right? Change is what causes the war within. So just being conscious of that and aware. The student has an activated chakra system. The teacher is the kundalini, right? The cobra wraps above the top of the head of the kundalini. And then there's that where they fly together, where they dive and then they rise again. They transform over and over again. But I'm getting Michael's wings as well. I'm getting Hawaii and Phoenix. And St. Croix. I don't know why St. Croix. Hawaii, Phoenix, and St. Croix? Is there a St. Cobb? I don't know if there is, but those are the energies coming up from this. At the bottom of the deck, by the way, is the shark. Right? Shark attack. And beneath that is the sweet little otter, which is the friendliest, most innocent. You know, it's the 2-year-old in diapers with their little belly sticking out. But they're in that very moderate energy of the heart, throat chakra, and the solar plexus. They're in the right place, right? They're always friendly and loving and curious. And then here we have the shark attack, right? And there's no color here except for the red of his teeth, his gums. But I feel like they're both looking in the same direction. It's like the most least likely of couples coming together to help each other out. Like the moth to the flame. They come to see it all, to see it happen. And then the elk is looking the other way. And that could be ego, right? Because that's when the elk is off balance, when it gets too much in their ego. Or again, this is the energy of ginger and the frosting on top, the extra that you don't necessarily need to get attention, because there may be a shark nearby that's out for blood. This is so powerful. But you notice at the same time this is so powerful, it's very lower chakra, because this is about clearing all of your wounds from your lower 3 chakras. All you got to do is plug in, turn on, the teacher shows up, the kundalini rises to the top, to the crown, and you clear all of the lower chakras in order to rise again from the ashes or the light. All right, let's see what the journey of love has to say. Journey of love. What's our message, our takeaway today? I see they came out together. The pearl threaded, the 38 of the Queen of Cups, and her Grace, which is that Grace Kelly energy here. So the Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups was playing off the Queen of Wands reversed in the read, which is that very graceful energy of Grace Kelly here. As opposed to, Ginger. There's a very different energy there. One who just knows their worth. And again, Grace Kelly's from the Philadelphia area. And across the waters, 3 to 1 comes up as well. So the 23 of the King of Wands, we have the Queen of Cups, the Star, the King of Wands, and then that high vibration of the 10, the Destiny, that 1010 trill being in the vortex. And it's a very calm, big, empty space. Here somebody's waiting in the wings, waiting in the wall, like part of the fray, the fringe. And stepping out of the fringe fully into the vortex. Gracefully reaching out, right? Because this is the pearl. This is all of our growth from all of the difficult things we've encountered, which is where we have similarity. This is where we all join together, where we're all the same in the pearl energy, the things that we've had to go through, and go through gracefully here by reaching out a hand to others, to those who are still stuck in the wall, in the matrix, to help them come in fully to the vortex. Very interesting. The bottom of the deck is actually the deck cover, which is self-initiation, 12 of the Hangman. Seeing new perspectives on your own without needing to go outside yourself and staying in the vortex. With Sweet Soul Rising, which is judgment without judgment, right? And this is that very innocent, childlike energy. Sweet Soul Rising into self-initiation. Again, that's just helping your children also show them the way. So let's see what they say here. And that's very feminine energy over there. The animal deck was very much masculine energy. And the Journey of Love was very feminine. So the first card out for this one was the Stingray. So let's see what the Stingray has to say for you. Stingray. Developing confidence, a sense of self, or spine. The Stingray card represents pivotal point in personal growth. We did bring that up already. The moment has come when the Stingray must decide between the old, which is easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, which is challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Again, we're talking about change, which causes a war within. Pressure from family and changes. Family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable, that also came up, that this dilemma will surface again and again as the force of Dharma growing within the Stingray is too strong to ignore. So when they're out of balance, they're eager and they want to grow, but when they're out of balance, they blame others and quit. To bring into balance, move through the discomfort. Okay, so if you feel, and I've definitely had that come up this week too, of, just not wanting to do it anymore. So again, it's, come back into balance. That it's just about change. And you're just fighting the change. That's what's causing those lower energies. So what's coming up for the Journey of Love was the 38, which is the pearl threaded. And though we labor through the illusion of individuality and have to face our inner challenges in solitude, our spiritual transformation is not an independent event, nor is it for our victory alone as we approach the enlightened way of all-embracing love. Each human being is a pearl on the Divine Mother's garland, gradually assuming luster and revealing beauty, worth, and radiance over many lifetimes. Together we're creating a precious offering in return for her gift of life. We can learn to draw on the collective the collective effort to allow our journey, our own journey, to become integrated into the journey of the group without being weighed down, and instead to be lifted up. To do this, we honor the thread that connects each of us as one divine being, just like the various fingers that belong to one hand. Then we honor the pearl essence of our divine nature, that we are capable of growth and transformation and becoming divine beauty. This oracle brings you a message. You are to shift your perspective to allow all groups that you are involved in to become a source of energetic lifting rather than depletion. If a group you're involved in cannot do this for you, then you may not be in vibrational resonance, and it may be time to seek a group that is more energetically supportive of your vibration. Trust your feelings and don't be scared to open up and allow yourself to connect with others. That way you can truly know if a group or gathering is for you or if you need to move on. But do trust that you are not alone on your journey, and the soul connections that will nourish you will draw you to them, like strands of pearls on the Divine Mother's necklace. Hearts apart, remember love, and time stands still. Drink your water. It was just 5555 as we ended. A lot of change there. So take a deep breath. Drink your water. Get your rest the best you can do. Your joy in nature. And just be you. Be happy. Be love. Rise and be love, guys. I'll see you very soon. Have an amazing day, you guys. Bye.